Hello everyone. When I say hello everyone, there's no one here. There's one person watching. So I'm just going to keep sipping my coffee before I open up anything. If you're wondering why I'm wearing gloves when I'm sipping coffee, it's because it's still a bit of a messy room and I don't want to get contaminants in my hands. Probably going to be finished this coffee before anyone shows up and talks. That's okay. It's nice to have a few moments of doing nothing. Sorry, Daniels. Pedro, that's really uncalled for. Hey Greg, hello Raj. At least mine's got cream in it. And Miles? Alright, copy's done. Clean up this bloody workshop a bit more. What the hell's that from? Who knows? Oh, it's from... I did a Xbox Series X yesterday for the HDMI port. That has got to be one of the most difficult HDMI ports to get dislodged. That Xbox Series X logic board is a monster. It makes MacBook boards look like easy play. So it was definitely not the easiest thing I've done. And I've started putting my temperatures and air and stuff like that down on this board, which is what I use to hold the hot air wand. Okay, let's shuffle over here, throw that in the bin, throw that in the bin, throw that in the bin. Okay. Actually, the cream thing for me was from South Africa. Prior to that, I'd always just had milk and stuff like that, or whatever. But yeah, cream. They asked me. They said, "Oh, do you like your coffee?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah, who doesn't?" I know there's some people who don't. Some weirdos from New York and stuff like that who don't like coffee. And they said, "Oh, you really should try this coffee." And they made up this one with cream done a certain way, and it was just absolutely delightful. And ever since then, I've had to have it with my coffee. And I was like, I'm not a tough man that can have my coffee black unless it's an espresso. I will absolutely have an espresso black. But for standard coffee, nah. Cream would go bad. Funnily enough, cream never goes bad here because we go through it a lot. That's probably the cholesterol levels a lot. But that's okay. Yeah. Suckaloft, Christian. Let's see. When's Paul taking a Dremel to the Oh, yeah. Anyway, so we got some stuff from AliExpress. I pretty much know what that is. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, let's get straight into it. This is just a bunch of screws. Oh, double bagged. How impressive. Wow. Crikey and heck. That got beaten to hell. Which is no great surprise. I mean, yep, they're being mixed up. Nice. I only buy these combo kits just so that in the off chance you happen to just, you need a particular size and you just don't have it handy and the shop's shut and all that sort of stuff. So they're kind of handy to have. Hey John, good to see you. I have my espresso black, but standard drinking coffee. Why'd they even bother? This is why I don't like this is why I like these containers because the dividers are actually cast. You know, they're not slip-ins, so you can't dislodge them and adjust things. As you put these adjustable dividers in, and stuff just gets mixed up. Anyway, so yeah, oh, they gave me some Chinesium Allen keys. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. So these are all M4s, various length, all hex socket head. Don't know when I'll need them, but I'll add them along with my M3s and my M2.5s and whatever else I've got. I just like to have part sets like that. Far too often you have a project where you just need a particular size. So quite a bit smaller. So that's the M3, that's the M2. Brass inserts. Oh shit. Didn't realise. Well, still got a bunch of... I don't know how that flux is going to behave now. Yeah, I'm sure it will work. Certainly it will work better than Vaseline. This is for when I was doing the ring light, and originally I didn't have a 3D printer at this time, so I was using these O-rings to lock the board over the Barlow. So I think I was using like a 48. And so you put one in, put the light assembly in there, and then put another one in and lock it in. Now it means I've got whatever 900 odd O-rings that I'll probably never use. Maybe if I develop a leaky O-ring, I'll be able to replace it. What the hell's this? Grommets. Yeah, surprisingly more useful than you realise. Always handy, particularly if you're doing your own work and you've got to pass a cable through a metal case. Much nicer to have a grommet there rather than your cable chewing away on the edge of a metal case and one day electrocuting you. Anyway, so that gets added. It's a pretty crappy container. I might move it to another one later, or just leave it be. Alright, so that's a bunch of screws. What are these? Ooh, got some bubble wrap. Free bubble wrap. Hey Jim. Oh wow, they're still doing another Wallace and Gromit. I thought that was pretty much done and done by now. Ah yes, that's right. iPhone 4 power buttons. And you're probably like wondering, what the hell does he want iPhone 4 power buttons for? There's a very good reason for it. With a lot of buttons on iPads and things like that, you may remember the little black nipple breaks off, and so the easiest thing for me to do is just to pick up this one and the twin dome assembly and transfer it across to the broken one. I used to have these, but I don't know where they went, so I had to buy another bunch of whatever this was. I think it's about 50 of them. So long as I don't throw these ones out, I should be good. Anyway, it's very handy when you're doing iPad repairs, things like that, and you lose that little itty bitty little black nipple, and that brings it back. Now I've got to make sure I put them in a proper place. That's going to be the hard part. I do have a box of switches, tactile switches, so I might put them in there, and I'll put them in a bigger zip bag. Yeah, I'll put them in the same place. I'll go, oh, there's the other one. Yeah, that's sadly a little too common. They're a very common type of tactile switch, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. with a fresh sharp knife, the X-Acto knife and stuff like that, then you should be able to transfer it without any troubles. Assuming they're using decent Kapton tape on the top. If you're really game, you can, if it doesn't stick properly, you can try a very, very small amount of super glue. Super glue that actually works, not like the crap that I had the other night. Yes, I do have a lot of zip bags. It's for my other industry that I work in. That's what we got here. Oh, right. You guys have been smashed to hell. Slightly. Yeah, that's great. Good thing it's magnetic. Alright. Somewhat less attractive in reality compared to what they showed on the picture. That's a pretty solid metal base. What is that? Almost 2 mil. Australia Post has lost a 35 kilo of seed. That's pretty brutal. 2.5 mil. So it's 100 thou. Sorry, 500 thou. No, 100 thou. 100 thou. Yeah. The magnets are weak as. These feel more like ferrite magnets that have been painted. They're not neodymium, whatever the hell. Let's see, we'll compare to a neo magnet. So this is just a collection that I have. Yeah. Either that or they're intentionally a very weak magnetization. Yeah, like a N, I don't know. These are usually N30 to N50 type magnets. I'm not sure what these ones are. I mean, it's good enough, but it does mean that the board's probably going to move around. You're probably wondering why the hell I even got that. And it's because when I was working on the Nintendo Switch, the board kind of drifted around a little bit much for my liking. Just trying to find a sample board for me to try something with. Where are you, sample boards? I suppose this will do. Just use triangle. Yeah, I suppose I could like double them up. This sort of has become a moot thing though now that I've got the hot air bidet. So let's see. What the hell, man? These are useless? What? They're smashed. So these are not even spring loaded. I was kind of hoping they would be spring loaded so that you could push them in and they would, because all this ends up being now is it's kind of like, I mean they do fit in the neck like that. You see what I mean? It's a little bit too easy to move them around. Yeah, I was hoping for a adjustable neck size. Yeah, they can't even be answered. Why'd they even bother go to the fanciness of all this other jazz? In short, this is really crap quality. Really crap quality. Let's try it with some heftier magnets. And I got 2 of them. Ugh. Yeah, see, this is the hot air bidet. Rejected. Miles, I've actually got one of those setups. The trouble is that they're too high. They're just too high. So where is mine? It's in here. So Miles, I bought one when they first came out. And yeah, they're just too high for what I want. I think I was like $250 or so to get that. Might have to glue those suckers because that's annoying too. I think we can almost call this a complete waste of money. The fact that it's not adjustable is very annoying. Wow, you know, you've got a fault in you too. Obviously I can glue those if I have to. I just want to see how well... No. By the way, I did buy mine from K&A. Yeah, it looks like someone's already taken the audio chip out of here, so we'll try to tack something else. Because really, for this sort of scenario, I'm better off with... Yeah. Should have known. Came from Ali. Get a nah, it's, I think it was like $6 a pop or something like that. Sad that they've got to write things up. PC board not included. I mean, really, what sort of low-life scum are you to have to be the sort of person that complains about that to make people write that on there? You know, for every stupid statement like that, or stupid little exclusion, it's because someone out there was an asshole. It was your fault, Arnold G. Right, that's it. Everybody get Arnold. Okay, let's see if we can do something here. It's probably not going to be any good. Services run for drive management to the lowest possible. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I definitely agree with you. I'm not going to defend that. But where it becomes a problem is when you're not able to differentiate anymore. Like, as in you can't find someone who's willing to provide a good price. I mean, provide a product at a good price. God damn it, I can't think of what I'm saying. Provide a good product at a fair price. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because see, I probably, yeah. See how much lift weight pressure it can take. Yeah, those magnets need to be better. Yeah, I might glue some better magnets on, just to give it a shot. Oh. Hey Draco. Yeah, TriStar on the 7 is always a fun one. Let's see, do you guys... How many of you cut away the shield? How many of you do it with the shield? Let's see if I can... Getting it out with the shield is easy enough. The trouble is, when a lot of people cut, what happens is they actually tear up around this area, particularly over here, and subsequently they end up having to remake all the traces. Well, not all of them, but a good number of the traces have to be remade. What is this one? That's a... A3B. Okay. Realistically, the hardest thing is more when you're doing the change, clearing that last row of pads. There we go, back on. Easy peasy. There's no way I could pull this NAND off with this board. Fortunately, like I said, this was not bought for the intention of working on phones. I do have proper phone boards for holders. But yeah, it's... What temperature do the Neo magnets... Hey, DevPom. I mean, that's just terrible. The magnetics... In fact, I think the magnetic as that has just pretty much died because of the heat already. So, all in all, shite. About the best thing of this is the metal plate. They didn't even put the they didn't even put the feet on cleanly. Oh well. Yeah, the metal plate is probably the best thing on this, and yeah, maybe I can use it as a dead weight because it's got to be like 150 grams or so, so it could be useful as a weight. But that's about all. About 100, yeah. Explains why that one has just gone dead weak. These have got some strength in them, but because I was using 420 and I was pretty close. What about the Neo magnets? What's their stuff up point? So that's got some good hold. Yeah, paperweight, that's about it. So just simulate a fairly normal... This is 420, so it's nothing major. Yeah, actually gonna do it. It's definitely weakened. Yeah. Yeah, so not such a great idea. I think if I did use this, you kind of want whatever it is that you're working on to be hanging out here, or certainly away from the magnets. But honestly, don't bother spending your money on that. It's junk. The concept is great, but the fact that these are not adjustable, not even like threaded, you can't even just screw them in or out. I was kind of hoping for spring-loaded, spring-loaded gap, but it's not the case. The size is good for things like a little Nintendo board, but the magnets suck. And, Now, like I said, sometimes you just spend a bit of money and you lose it. Looks like this time I did. Yeah, I got 2 of them. I guess I got 2 paperweights. Greg, what do you mean there, Greg? Probably meant for use of soldering iron. It is, yeah, it is meant for you. But I mean, it's sort of a thing where yeah, maybe these would be good for whiteboard marker things. Anyway, I'll put that into one of my containers. Like I said, it is a nice solid weight. It's definitely not going to flex with 2.5mm thick steel. I do have a 300 by 200 430 stainless sheet coming, and that is going to be used for my stenciling with the circuit boards for applying the paste. And I also have a bunch of magnets coming for that as well to hold the PCBs in place. Let's see again. The theory is, let's see if I can get one of my existing ones. Northridge Fix has something similar but never mentions the heat weakens the magnet. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like I said, it was always a problem when we were doing model aircraft with our brushless motors and things like that. Well, even the canned motors, but the brushless motors mostly. That if you cook the motor, then the magnetism just dies, and it happened a little too often. If you're pushing things, like if you had the motor inside an enclosure. Anyway, so the stainless 430 plate I'm getting is to replace this board, and instead of having like a permanent setup for each stencil, I'm just going to use these kind of boards. See, I've got 3mm holes in there, and hopefully, depending on our 3mm tolerance, you're 2mm. Oh, I think these are 2.5. Damn it. The stencil itself is this stencil is very weakly magnetic. It's probably like 403 or something. I don't know what it is. Well, it's not a drama anyway. Basically, I will have some boards with some holes in it. I will put the magnets in. The magnets that I'm getting are 1.5mm thick, so they will sit. They won't protrude outside and interfere with the stencil placement. And then I'll just be using the circuit boards, shuffling around to lock in the main one. And then we might get a nice big chunky magnet. So like, okay, these aren't really that big, but it's a handy size, that one. You can tell it's putting off enough magnetism because it's influencing the compass switch. Yeah, that's okay. That's going to be how I'm going to hold down the stencil. Should be good. We'll see how it goes. I don't know when that's going to arrive. Probably next week. What if you remagnetize? I don't see the point really, because it's something you're going to keep running into. Anyway, like I said, it's not fit for the purpose that I planned. And even before they got demagnetized, they are so weak that you touch that circuit board in any way and they start drifting out of place. So yeah, I'd just say they're nickel-coated ferrous magnets and weak ones at that. I don't know, can you get nickel-coated ferrous magnets? If these are neo magnets, then they are the weakest ones I've ever seen in my life. So the plate is not thicker than the PCB. This plate's 2.5, so it's definitely thicker. Circuit boards are 1.6, so you're kind of like 1.6, 1.5. Magnets I have coming to put into the holes are 1.5, so they'll sit nicely on the bottom plate. Yeah. Ah, well. Let's put this away. Like I said, the best thing about that particular part of the order is simply the fact that they are a nice sort of heavyweight. I'm sure I'm finding a use for it somewhere. Now, the other thing I had that I've got to check, I've got an eBay MacBook Air 2, one of these horrible ones. Got this for like $60. I don't know what its state is, so I'm just going to take that top panel off, see if it's liquid damaged inside. I could have wasted $60 for all I know, but I want to find out. I really do not like this design from Apple. It's basically, it's an iPad, a glorified iPad. And the circuit boards are getting to be more like PC laptop circuit boards at this rate. But I do get a number of these machines in with blown. What usually happens is the camera or the display port gets destroyed from liquid damage. There's basically doesn't seem to be any resistance against liquid damage on this model. So come on in, we're here for you. 1534 wasn't even worthy of being called a glorified iPad. That was a terrible, terrible machine. I'm glad they didn't continue that design any further. It could have been slightly nicer if the bastards hadn't put that horrible split S flex in it between the keyboard and the logic board. That was just terrible. And it wasn't really physically keyed in a way that would stop people inserting it backwards. And so, yeah, a lot of people installed that flex backwards, and immediately the magic smoke got out. And often the CPU was cooked after that too. Cat hair already, bloody hell. Not a fan of these shields. I know this isn't the proper way to get them off, but honestly. And I love it that they've got it all the way at the back here too. So you've got to put pressure on your Wi-Fi chip there. Customer deterrent device. I mean, that's fine, except for the fact that what it results in is a lot of jobs turning up that aren't even fixable. It'd be fine if it just blew a fuse, which it does, usually, the filter. But the fact that it blows the fuse and kills the board, it's a bit more than just a customer deterrent. It's more like a everybody deterrent. It's like a big fat FU. Yeah, 2681, that's it. Okay, let's have a look. So the main reason I got these is because these have the B13 3217s, but I have a strong, and it's got 3 of them, I should point out. One of them be for the HD MagSafe 3 rather. But I have a feeling they will not be transferable to any other machines. Like I was kind of hoping maybe the 2773, was it 2733 or something? So more than anything, this is a parts machine. I'm just kind of curious to see if there was any glaring damage on it. I do have a chassis here, so I can test this. Because a lot of the time you get this stuff from eBay and it's been drenched. Ach nee, man. Ah, it's deliveries. Deliver. Looks like there might end up being a job today. I've got to replace a iPad Air 3 battery. That's going to be fun. Not sure if I have to take the logic board out or not. I have a horrible feeling I will. Well, this looks comparatively clean. Let's see, where's that? Here it is. Oh, look at this. A love heart from Pedro. Thank you, Pedro. At least it's not a thumbs up, eh, Pedro? What the hell have I got this here for? That's a terrible way of containing that pull. Must have been Pedro who did that. Thank you, Philip. Let's connect the battery first and then fiddle around. I've had a few come in where someone has forgotten to disconnect that battery and resulted in rather expensive damage. Surprisingly managed to get the machine back. That was not pretty. I realise I do not have a heat shield on this. You don't have to tell me that. I'm just going to test it, see if it even comes up. Pedro's eating Subway. Is that what you call her? Okay. Let's see what the USB-C meter says. Oh, damn it, man. You sent me something faulty. It won't even open up now. Where are you, little cable? What the hell? Oh, is that you? That's you. It's perfect before I touch it. Yeah, right. Sure. Let's see. Let's bring up the USB-C meter. Yeah. Looks like it's probably just iCloud locked in that case. Wonder if their chassis was faulty. Yeah, probably iCloud locked. Which I actually don't mind. I really do enjoy getting iCloud locked logic boards because it gives me a chance to be able to open board data capture on a board that I know works, and I don't have to worry if I destroy it or whatever. It was advertised as for parts only, possibly iCloud locked. So I'm suspecting they may have had a dodgy chassis maybe and they couldn't check. And yeah, the iCloud lock ones are usually in pristine condition, that's the other thing. Okay, so it looks like they may have been in here trying to unlock things. They should have gone on to Facebook into the MacBook sections and gotten one of those $50 for real, bro. I can totally unlock it, bro. Yeah. Select a Wi-Fi network. I don't think so. I think what we'll do instead is we'll hook it up to Ethernet. Okay. Get our Ethernet, plug it in to the back. Assuming it even registers it. Unlock it telepathically. I prefer to unlock these things by launching butterflies at exactly the right time. Earthnet. It's a different one. That's a different one. Enet, Earthnet, Ethernet, VaporNet. You have the same Kmart dongle. This is not a Kmart dongle. This is definitely not a Kmart dongle. I do have other Kmart grade type ones, but this isn't Kmart. This is the Elite USB-C dock. Maybe you did get it at Kmart. Okay. Short the security chip as it boots. So I don't know how they think they're unlocking these machines. Maybe, what is it, an Apple employee or someone who's got access to some Apple database and they can remove that lock. But I certainly don't believe they can do it in general. I think for the most part it's a load of bollocks. Yeah, there we go. J at Gmail. If this is your logic board, send me the unlock password. Yep. Frickin' stolen device, probably. Oh well. Anyway, okay, well that's good. At least we know the board works. We can do all the measurements, like voltage measurements, diode mode measurements, resistance measurements, all that kind of jazz. And we've got a reference, so that's good. And the other problem though is basically now I need another one, because if I'm going to use this as a reference board, the other thing is you can use it as a test board if you aren't sure if the chassis is working, because you've got trackpad. There's a few things obviously you can't test, but at least you get an idea if things are going to get up and run. What was I going to say? Yeah, I can't remember how much data I've got on OpenBoardData for this board. Let's see. Just quickly rebuild Flexboard view because I I've done a lot of changes on it. There should be a new release coming out soon. So like 365 or 370 or something like that. Fixing up a couple of bugs that I found. And obviously because I've fixed up a couple of bugs, I'll be adding more bugs to keep the balance. Hey Robert Cook. Without going to Apple, find someone who works at Apple. Yeah, that's the primary one. A change in the altering the DNS and having yourself a nice little point to this DNS instead of the other one. Okay, I have got a compile fault. That sucks. Yeah, that's really weird. Clearly I'm not tracking something in Git there because it should have worked. Anyway. Let's see. What was the board code on this again? I hate it that I'm not really keeping track with the new board code numbers. That's what happens when you don't get... That's what happens when you don't work on them enough. Damn it. Seriously, what's the code? And obviously I can just go through the board files and find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. What is it? 2536. That looks like I've already got... Now, there's plenty of data there. I've already got 1127 bits and pieces of data. So that's some good coverage. There was something that... Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. These pins here did not have data. Which is here. Because I was hunting around the other day and I was missing that information. Let's see, quad. Kind of scary. Sorry, folks. I'm going to do this the slow way. In other words, I'll be doing it. I need a piece of paper and a pencil. Okay, I got my pencil. Where the hell's my notepads around here? Hey, Luna. Oh, girl, you okay? You okay? Luna. I'm sorry. Jeez. Cat just walked straight into the edge of my notebook, my notepad. Let's see. So edit part, baby data. All right. So Okay, 1, 2. Damn it! Someone needs to change the font color there. Pins. Why are you not black? What have I missed up there? Oh, that's... okay. That'll do for now. Who's pinging me? Okay. Okay. Is my meter running for this? Don't think so. Not at the moment. That's okay. Okay, we're in diode mode. We're going sequentially. We'll just, like I said, we'll just manually punch this stuff in. So, pin 1. Wait. I hate it with these connectors. Sometimes you're not sure which one's which. Yeah, there we go. So, 5, 6. Okay. Pin 2. 3, 2. Realistically, the first digit's about the only thing that matters on diode mode. 5, 5. Unfortunately, I don't have a numeric pad on this keyboard because I decided I wanted a small compact version. That's probably a bit silly. 5, 6. Okay, 4, 4. Ground. And that's right, actually. What's going on here? Hit ground. Open. Wait, what am I looking for? Fourth one across. Yep. Open. Five, 5. Like I said, this is a very slow way of doing it. Oh, you're open, and you're open too. And you're open too? Blimey hell. Let's just all be OLs. And being NCs, they're going to be OL as well. Just verify that. Yep. Okay, that's it. That's all done. Oh, what about the extremities? These here, because they're not always nothing. Ground. Okay, they're ground in this case. Okay, and we just upload that. Done. Okay, so that data is now there for everybody else. It's easier if I use the little key fob, and I lock down, like I just clamp on for the diode mode, put the positive pin on somewhere on ground, and then I can just use the one lead, move it across, and just hit the key fob to make it jumper through, and that could have been done in 30 seconds. Doesn't matter, it's up there now, so we can actually should be able to confirm that. So say 5ES2 camera filter, that actually was already up there, I think. FT cam reset, let's go and have a look at that. Yep, there we go. Our data's already there. So, you can't see it. Yep. FD cam reset, it's right there, along with all the other stuff. So 2536. Yep. So even if you have even if you don't have software that uses OpenBoardData, you can still go in and get all the values from here. I do need to make it easier for people to add new boards and stuff. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. But yeah, we've only got 108 boards. But we've got plenty of data entries and component entries. That's something I do in my spare time. Alright, let's go have a look at what this other packages were that turned up. Now that we know that works, so that's good. Works but is locked. I'm happy about that. That was my expectation, so now I've got 2 of them. And of course you're probably thinking, why the hell do you need more than one? So, well, you know, it actually helps sometimes having more than one, so you can do cross-referencing, just to verify. But might just write on that. Working. Terrible, Paul, terrible writing. Alright, next packages. What have we got? Oh, we've got 2. I knew they cheated me. Bastards. Charged me 2 sets of shipping when really they could have done it with a 1. What about symptoms cross-match some measure? That's why we have there was a, what do you call it? There's a field there where you can set the condition or state of the board for the particular values. So like if you have a chip missing or something like that, you know, CD3217 off. Address doesn't matter. People know where I am anyway. It's going to be interesting to see if that's real Kapton tape or that's bollocks. Some more sharp stabby sticks. And my Air 3 battery. Hey John Culver. A hoarder. Just getting there, getting there. Yeah, this is what this section up here is what bothers me. I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to slip that bastard under. I have a feeling I'm going to have to take the logic board out, and that's going to be really suckful. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. These are almighty dangerous. There is a video of me disassembling a Western Digital MyBook, and I've got very fresh ones of these, and I slip, and it goes, and then I scream a little bit. Not too much. Just enough to let you know it hurt, but not so much that I seem like I'm complaining much. Hey Stephen, well, enjoy your sleep. What's this? 6 Plus battery. I don't remember ordering a 6 Plus battery. 6S battery I did, but not a 6 Plus. maybe a 6S. Yep, I did not order a 6 Plus battery, and I've got a 6 Plus battery. Fuck. Good on you, mate. Okay, these are just useless cases. The reason why I get these is because sometimes you get people who are repeat offenders in terms of they drop their phone a lot. And they start to, at times, irrationally kind of look at you in a way as if like you were the one making them drop it and stuff like that. And obviously you're not, but yeah, they start to feel jaded. So give them a free case and say, here you go, this might help you. So what have we got? Okay, 2 XR screens, that's good. And these should be 11 protectors. What's the matter, Greg? Kicking yourself missing a deal on router. It was 100 cheaper than chain. It was being renamed. And all the stores are closed. Ah, that's really bad luck. Yeah. I haven't tried this brand before. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I've got my 10. Yeah, I haven't tried this. I haven't used this company for long. But yeah, they've definitely sent me the wrong phone battery. Damn it. That's annoying because they're going to go, oh, sorry, yeah, we'll give you a refund, but it means I ordered this overnight, basically. It's a mistake, that's all. It's just a simple mistake, but it's you know how it is. Okay. So now I've got to go and process an RMA. You know what? Ultimately, in these scenarios, it's cheaper to just get what you want, get it sent. But the trouble is, I already packed out yesterday's overnight, so that I feel like I had value in spending the $22 for overnight shipping. I don't have anything left for today. So, okay, so what we're going to find out here is this is not Kapton, this is Kapton. Yeah, lying little SOBs. Sorry, sir, but the Kapton tape you ordered is actually called Kapton. Let's see if it melts. So the other stuff that I knew was definitely fake, and I presumed this was going to be probably fake as well. I guess it's not so much a case of if it's not genuine branded tape, that's fine, but as long as it's still polyamide, I'm happy. But I have a feeling this is probably going to curl. Well, we'll see. We'll give it 230 to start with and see if it curls up. It's surviving 230. Let's just go 450. See what happens. It's getting angry. Yep, there it goes. Yeah. So it's okay for up to about 250, but then it loses its mind. Where I don't know actually what genuine Kapton tape can handle. This is another fake. To be fair, I'm not too worried. A lot of the time I use this tape just to cover over circuit board areas that might have had like a plastic shield over them or something like that. Okay, 230. It looks like it's going to be the same stuff. It just goes crazy. So, yeah. Probably out of the same factory and everything. Certainly the spool reel plastic looks the same. So yeah. As fake as my sincerity here. Alright. Okay, where's this iPad? So yeah, really no good for protecting your board against heat. As you can see, the battery tried killing. That was fun. So the problem with this is that the strap that connects the two cells goes under the logic board up here, and I don't know what's going to be required to remove that, and I have a horrible feeling it's going to be a substantial process. It just feels that way. Yellow sellotape and melted almost. Ah man, I'm bleeding. Oh well, crap happens. I mean, obviously I can get genuine Kapton tape in places like Element 14, Farnell, RS, Digi, whatever you want to call. Now, ideally, I am hoping I can lift the logic board up here just enough to be able to slide this sucker down. So it shouldn't require let's see, the board ends there, yeah. It might be possible, I don't know. Has anyone done an Air 3 like this before? iFixit guide. Yeah, I use those for dealing with Xboxes and things like that. I haven't tried it with an iPad 3 yet. What are you up to these days anyway, Defcom? Don't see you around much. So let's see, I'm gonna lift up those cables. Yeah, Miles, it's gone ridiculous. I've actually turned off using their service now for the most part. I found out that they basically, particularly in Australia anyway, they no longer have an Australian centre. So anytime you order from them, it's just going to come straight out of the UK now. Still fixing stuff, dropped down to one video a week now. Oh, okay. And they're not even sending it through enhanced post, express services or anything like that. It's just standard postal. Whereas now, I can order something on DigiKey, and DigiKey will FedEx it to me at no cost, I should add, for the most part. It gets here in less than a week, and better pricing. So I don't know what Element 14 is thinking they're doing, Farnell, whatever they want to call them, cells these days. but they basically have lost the Australian market. I guess that maybe they felt like, you know what, there's just not enough people in Australia, it's not worth it. And fair enough, you know, if that's what their bean count has decided, so be it. But there's really is not any value proposition anymore in buying from Element 14 in Australia for me. So basically now all my orders are going through DigiKey. Like I ordered the 3M expanding packing roll thing, the paper I use for shipping stuff. And it's, I think it's about 7 kilos for the box. They sent it 3-day international shipping, no cost to me. I don't know how they're making money. They're probably not making money on those particular orders, but that was pretty amazing. Alright, I gotta decide, is ethanol or IPA gonna be my friend on this one? Sometimes ethanol's the winner, sometimes IPA's the winner. You can't always tell. They don't want to compete with it. I'm guessing these are just stops. I don't feel electrical at all. Okay, let's try a smidge of IPA and see what happens. Fucking fuck you. It's always acetone with you, isn't it? Acetone and SMC. Yeah, I don't know who's doing their sales case. Maybe they're merged. You know, maybe RS and Farnell, Element 14 have decided to stuff it. That's someone with a bunch of data recovery jobs. So my wife should get that. I hope. Otherwise customers are going to sit there and go, why isn't anyone answering? Remove the glue by sticking it in rice. Okay. Someone's a comedian around here. Yeah, well, I'm going to hot plate this. Hey baby, can you...
Is the girl dropping off?
Yeah, dropping off things for data recovery.
So I don't give her a time frame?
No. MEK, I don't think I'm going to have methyl ethyl ketones, thank you very much. I kind of like being somewhat cancer-free at this point. Neurologically stable-ish. I love the smell of MEK, of course. I don't know many people who don't love the smell of MEK, but I'll continue to try and not use it if I can avoid it. Yeah, I just noticed that's missing, the little cover shroud. The trouble is this whole section was broken away on the original display that was on here, so I can't do anything about that. What gets me on this is that screw there. It looks completely wrong. It does not look like that should even be there. I don't understand what's happening with that screw. That screw looks like what you expect to see if something's rattled loose and then the screen has pressed it back down through the board. In fact, that may actually even be what's happened, because I don't think there's supposed to be a screw there. What's this? Rossmann data recovery area, removing pieces from the heads laying. Oh wow, yeah. That's Oh, right. It's a whole bag full of stuff, is it? Oh, okay.
Rebecca.
Sorry?
Rebecca?
It's Storb?
She didn't say
Yeah,
that.
Rebecca, yeah. Pretty sure it's who. If it's not, I'll find out. Sorry, my love. So, make sure I have been dealing with the right person here. Yep. Okay, I've got that one. That's good. Okay, so here we go. Blimey, that's warm. Yep, just like a little safety bumper. Liquid electrical tape, that's the stuff, yes. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier because we've actually got a flex sitting under it. So we don't want to, that goes to the, is it SIM card? Okay, it's a smaller one too, so. Realistically, I kind of need to lift it from this end. I want to see if this board lifts at all. I really do not enjoy working on iPads, I should point out, in case you didn't work that out already. There, what's the bet here? Is that screw supposed to be there? Here, have a look at that. Does that look like that's supposed to be there? I say no. It doesn't seem right, particularly for the fact that it's puckering in the top layer. I feel like that was just some sort of freakishly lucky placement of a lost screw. So I can't even think of why Apple would do that. It just doesn't seem right. Not that Apple needs a lot of reasons to do a lot of weird stuff, but that's really weird, that is. It does show that clearly I don't do a lot of work on this particular model at all. And yet it's quite securely in there. So no, it's got me confused. Yeah, it's legit. It's legit. It's got a proper everything in there. That is really weird. It's new for me. Alright, let's start trying to get this damn thing out. I'm gonna use some ethanol. The hell's snagging it over there? Looks like ethanol was the right choice this time around. So let's all have a round of vodka to celebrate. Yay, we didn't kill the flex, thank goodness. Okay, it's one up. The other thing I do hate about using ethanol is that for some reason it creates a vastly stickier residue left behind. I guess because of the way it breaks down the bonding. I'm coming in from the side here because it's too narrow up the top there and I've got that flex in the way. Okay, some more vodka. Oh yeah, Miles, 1708, 1706, that sort of series is terrible. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you sit there, it really drives you mad. I know exactly the ones you're referring to. For those ones I usually get the string and prep them. It's still annoying as hell. Easy does it, Paul. Easy does it. All right. Thank you, Greg. Oh yes, I've only had that happen once, and yeah, when you grade against that delightful metal chassis. This is going to be an interesting trick and a half. Yeah, I may have to, for safety reasons, I think I might take the SIM tray out. I know it seems a little bit excessive. But people say that before they've done something disastrous. What am I going for time? I've actually, hopefully I can just get this done, but if I'll probably have to run off. I've got to do postage, packaging and stuff like that. Really not a big fan of doing packing and stuff, but you know, you got to do it. Apparently I sell stuff that I got to ship, so yay, got to ship it. Otherwise people might get cranky and say bad things to me and I'll cry. Yeah, the screw is. Yeah, I could see by the fact that it had a proper. Yeah, it was in there properly. You could see it, and it was just like it's just weird. What does it actually hold? Is like there a heat sink under there or something? It just looks so much like the sort of thing you see when you open up an iPhone that's been smashed up. Okay, there's something blocking me there. I have a feeling it's probably a plastic key or something. Oh, I know why this bastard's not coming out. Duh, Mr. Daniels. How can be so stupid? Someone forgot to take the SIM tray out. It's frustrating how small things like that can catch you out so easily. Okay. Yeah, you're just soft and not quite thinking clearly enough. Oh, maybe it's not keying, maybe it's just sticky stuff after all. No, just sticky. Oh yeah, it was keying. Yeah, there we go. 2 plastic knobs. Okay, so we have to hopefully we got to lift the board up because there's pins up. What do you call it? Blah 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 blah. There's little spring-loaded pins that push down on the battery, so we kind of have to get the board up without breaking it. Oh, God help me. Is that... Oh, no. Ah. Rage. Alright. Freaking rage. Fuck. I mean, oh dear. Is my stainless steel yes, it is. It's 430 stainless. Okay, the reason why I've got rage is because this here is actually soldered onto the back of that. So this has to come out. Now, whether double rage applies or not is whether these things can be easily removed. What the hell? That's a really... Okay. Man, they come out awfully easy. Alright, so it looks like we've got a 4-screw situation for the USB lightning. And we don't utter that phrase around here, thank you very much. It's not a phrase that I, under normal circumstances, would typically ever really utter out. In fact, I don't even know how that came, apart from knocking parts off an SMC situation, Miles, which is probably why you remember it. This is why I look scornfully at customers when they say, "Oh, it just needs a battery replacement. Why is it so expensive?" So come here and do my battery replacements for me then. I mean, obviously, it's understandable that they're not sure why it would be so expensive. They don't deal with this daily. From their perspective, it's like, well, isn't it kind of like just taking batteries out of a torch? It's like, I wish it was. I really wish it was. Can you imagine if Apple produced a torch? I suppose they do. It's called an iPhone, and it's a bit lackluster to start with anyway. I am not going to believe that about the 55 steps required to get... Okay. Mind you, I probably already have gone through 55 steps. And you've got to worry about gritty noises like that. I'm guessing I'm going to have to heat up the board a bit and get it to lift up a bit more. But the principle should work here. Basically, this should now slip out and clear this section. Just a case of getting the board to lift up without bending the board excessively. So I'm going to give it some heat and try and gently prise it. Yeah, for the most part, this is why I basically will only work on the standard iPads. And the only reason I took this one on is because of I hoped that it was like, it's just going to be the single assembly situation. Yeah, because you buy the screen and the glass and display, it's a bonded unit. But once I opened it, I saw the battery had decided that it has more fun trying to explode. I thought, well, I can't exactly put it back together like this. It's like I don't know the things that the design has or hasn't got that makes it needlessly difficult to work on. Like, they glue bond the board down. It really wouldn't have taken much for Apple to just simply have even 6 points on the chassis. Now we know that they can already put screw thread holes into the chassis. We already know they can do that. So they just have like 6 of them, off comes the board. But no, they got to glue it down. I do not touch the iPad Pros, I will tell you that much now. There's another chap in town who did touch one, and that did not go down well for him. I believe he had to cough up some serious cash to get that problem fixed. And by serious cash, I basically mean he had to buy them another one. Oh damn! Why is it so hot? Okay, what's going on here, battery? What are you telling me? There's nothing special under there, so we'll give it some vodka as well. what's gotten into this. It just doesn't want to slip away. What have I done? It's probably just a great big piece of frickin' glue. Alright. What we're going to do for starters though, we're going to make sure we get this properly disconnected. Yes, I do wonder if there's a region. I mean, there's certainly for the contacts. But as you see, it's basically a flat. I could be ballsy and cut it, but I don't recommend that. Oh, you did a Surface Book 3. You're a braver man than I am. Surface Books have also been banned from here. It's amazing, terrifying rather, how many pieces of electronics are just simply, you start refusing to service due to terrifying experiences. Because yeah, it'd be nice to service everything that people send you. But that's a reality that just doesn't happen. Yeah, I don't know what's jamming this sucker up. Ow, my head. Okay, we've got a little bit of glue still here. Gotcha. Blimey, heck, that was unpleasant. That's all it was in the end, just glue. But of course you can't make that assumption with this stuff. The moment you make that assumption is the moment then that you find out it wasn't glue and you've ruined something bad. Microsoft Converse have screw posts in front of the battery. Oh yes, actually I have seen that, yes. I finally sent back a Galaxy Book Pro 2 or something like. Basically, it's Samsung's version of the Microsoft Surface. I don't want to ever see one of those things ever again. It was just, to their credit, they used screws, but not to their credit, they used, I think it's about 60 screws. They're like little 3 by 1 mil or 3 by 1.6 mil screws, whatever. And it's just like, why do you have so many there? In the end, I was really careful taking the display off, and I really don't know if the display was already dead or I killed it. But yeah, it didn't come back when I powered it. I finally found the core fault, which was something had blown through the USB-C ports and just wiped out all the USB-C controllers. We got the data off. I was able to plug it straight into HDMI through that USB that C to HDMI converter that I have. But I don't ever want to see one of those things again. The screens on those things are over $400, and it's a freaking tablet. There is no reason they should be that expensive. But it gave me heart palpitations. I'm thinking, you know what, I'm on the hook for this. If I've damaged that and I can't get the data back and everything, I'm still on the hook for this. And there's no jittering, there's no backlight, there's nothing on the display at all. I think because it's an AMO LED or one or whatever. Those things are the most delicate little darlings on the planet. I just don't know, or something else came along and killed it before me. Oh, Soren did a Galaxy book. Turns out, use the same screen. Wow, jeez. I didn't realize Soren did one. I'm usually raging at him when he's pumping high voltages into MacBook logic boards as a way to kill the shorted cap. And it's like, yeah, it works, but geez, you know how many people are not going to do the pre-check to make sure it's not a shorted GPU or CPU VREG MOSFET? I can tell you now, most people who are going to watch your video and go, hey, I can do that, that's an easy way, they're exactly the sort of people who won't do the pre-checks. And so I'm going to start ending up with MacBooks showing up that could have easily been recovered, that it did. We're going to call that the Soren effect. Soren syndrome, Soren effect, I don't know. Like I said, what he did was technically correct, but it's all the pre-checks you do before you actually take that step that prevent you from making it a mistake. Yeah, you really should have explained that. Oh, it was 6 years ago for the Galaxy one, right? Yeah, if he sort of put a little more emphasis on saying, you know what, this really is just more of a, not a comical way, but more of a bushcraft mechanic kind of recovery option, if you know what it is and you know it's not the CPU or the GPU. And the trouble is, most people will not be able to tell if it's the CPU or GPU because they're going to get their continuity probes or their diode mode and they're going to put it on the coils and they're going to go, it's shorted. But then they're going to go, that's okay, they're meant to be shorted, it's fine, because they're not going to be able to differentiate between 2 ohms and 0.2 ohms half the time. So they're just going to discount the fact that it comes up shorted by the fact that they're expecting it to be shorted according to their continuity meter. Calibrated injection, like I said, it's not so much a complaint against the guy, it's just it's a bit of a sore point on the basis of the fact that it's already at the moment a bit of a struggle to get jobs in that actually pay the bills. This is a good example of a job that's not. It's a struggle to get good jobs in that pay the bills. Jobs that you can get done, customer's happy, you're happy, data's recovered, machines work, and all that sort of stuff out the door. And because spending so much time dealing with the damn rabbit holes, you don't get as much time to get out there and get the exposure and get in front of these far more perhaps inappropriately confident. Did I messed up that copper foil there? That's not good. Inappropriately confident voices that then capture the job before you do. So I suppose in a way it's our own fault, but it sort of comes about due to the fact that we're busy. Okay, Stephen, 7 a.m. Oh, you're not going to get much sleep there, buddy. So yeah, is it a valid technique? Sure. Is it recommended? Probably not. Especially if you know where the cap is. You just go in and pop it off, get rid of it, whatever. Hell, I'd rather soon see them do a knockoff technique like Jessa Jones. At least that actually works. If you can do it properly without ripping up the pads. That's always the downside of that technique. People don't quite get it right, and they just sort of pull and twist, and it just unravels the trace with the it's like, whoops. Oh well. And at least with a pulled trace, if you do lift the trace, that's still repairable. Where it's a problem is if the veer is under the pad, and you pull the pad and then half the veer out. When you pull half the veer out, then you've got a problem. Hey Yeti. We're just trying to get this iPad Air 3 back to... I need to get this bend out as well. I don't know if that shows up there, but there is a pretty decent bend in there. It's not quite one spudger depth, but let's see, here we go. Got to be so careful doing this, because the metal's already elongated, so you're never going to be able to get it back to how it was. Because effectively you're trying to counter stretched metal by stretching more metal. You see, what you really want to be able to do is compress the metal, but you just can't do that. And these cases are sintered. So it's not like it's forged aluminium or anything like that. It's just little tiny aluminium pellets, alloy pellets, all compressed together very quickly under extreme heat. Soren has an aversion to removing the motherboard from the device. Yes, I mean, I get it, but it's not something I can personally... No, I cannot get that bend out reliably. And it's a bit of a shame. That's about a 2mm deflection there. That is enough that it will show up. So I just have to tell them to keep it in a case. If I try and push that, it will probably either split up here, right where these connectors are for the charging, or it will do something else even worse. Just realised it's 3 o'clock. I really need to put this down and get back to other stuff. Oh, I can see why I had so much issues. Yeah, alright. It wasn't just the glue after all. There was that little stand up. Yeah, that's why it was not going anywhere in a hurry. I might actually, lift that over that, so that when I slide it in, it automatically gets over that bump. Screw post, that's the word I was after. Thank you, Greg. Yeah. Actually, I don't know why I didn't look for that. It's just difficult to see these things when there's already a battery in the way and you haven't had a huge amount of experience. But I should have known from other iPads to expect a screw post there. I guess we sort of were, which is why we weren't just reefing it out. We're doing our best to lift and separate. Okay. Compressed air. Come here, buddy. There we go. The quality of the battery has me slightly anxious. Okay. What I wish they had done here is actually split this down the middle. There's those scissors that I just had. Anyone see? Oh, there. You're probably wondering why the hell am I doing that? That should do. And yeah, that's how you do it. It's still sticky, believe me. And then trying to get this post to line up, that in itself is a nightmare. Because that's not sitting down. Get a little bit too much across, eh? Okay, maybe that's a good. Yeah. So now I'm wondering, why is it not sitting down properly? See, it doesn't feel like it's sitting right. Yet I can't move it, so it must be over the post. Now I realise it's spring mounted, but it still doesn't feel right. Okay, easiest thing we can do is screw it down and see if we get a charge. Yeah, the screw holes is lined up. That's what I'm saying, is like I can't move it up and down anymore. Like it's pivoting around that hole, the screw post. Okay, if we get a charge, then I'm happy enough. Okay, that's looking like it's going to charge. Okay, yep, there we go, 1.4, that's coming up. So it seems like it's alright, it's just kind of, yeah. Now I've got to disconnect it again. Still feels like it's lifting a bit more than it should, in my opinion. Okay, alright, that's it for the moment. I've really got to go pack those orders because I don't want to be that sort of person that takes money from people. I like to be that person, but doesn't then ship stuff out as quick as they can, because I personally expect people to ship as soon as they get the money and they can from me. So I guess I'm sort of like just trying to uphold myself to the same standards. Maybe that's my problem in life. All right. Okay, so that was a little more than anticipated. That was an interesting process. I'm glad we didn't have to take that whole board out, because it would mean having to take all of this top assembly out as well, and that maybe is where iFixit goes into. I'm glad I didn't go for that. But certainly I wish with the battery pack they had put separate slide things in there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We improvised and we achieved what we needed to. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time, whenever that may be. You take care.